Well, well, evening, guys. Evening, AWO here, Aaron Warrior. What's up, guys? Hope you're all doing good. Good in this Thursday. Want to know the truth? This Thursday, I had a headache today. Kind of still those. The headache is actually better now. Okay, so that's my honesty with you guys. My how I feel today with the headache. I had all day. It's because it's a weather headache. It's one of those headaches you get from the weather because the past few days it's been really, really nice out, warm out and stuff, and then all of a sudden the weather is gloomy out there with today with the rain and stuff. So and that gives me a headache. I get weather headaches. Okay, as you all know, I'm sure some of you get them too. That's why there's no video today. I originally was gonna make a video. I think I was originally gonna make a video today, like I usually plan to. I try to make a video every day as possibly as I can. But I had my headache was too much for earlier in the day, so I'm like, nah, no video tonight, no video tonight. Today, earlier in the day, because of the headache. But I hope I'll have a video tomorrow. Only a video tomorrow, and the video I was planning to make probably for today was probably going to be in this topic here anyway, in the title of this stream, but whatever. I hope to see the chat start popping anytime soon. Be exciting. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Excuse-moi. Excuse me. All right. Check out my posts on my community section. Okay. I kind of updated something. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna let you know here right now. 3 things to let you know. Episode 3 of AW Detracts is Happiness Sunday. So we're gonna do episode 3 of AW Detracts. Depending on the person I decided to detract, the time of the stream, the episode will vary. Okay, will vary because if we're detracting somebody like Grace Randolph, we could go 30, 40 minutes. We're gonna do that earlier. Okay, if we're doing a video that's 10, 15 minutes, we'll do it later. So we have a lot more time to detract. Okay, and I hope all of you come to join me for that. Please. I did put the link, right? Okay. And I'd like to thank Mo Moon. I don't think he's listening right now, but I'd like to thank Mo Moon for becoming. We subscribed to membership yesterday. I couldn't highlight it because I was playing I was playing a video game, so I couldn't highlight it on YouTube just because of that. Okay, I just see red there. I hope Blinded does join me because there's stuff I want to talk about. I mean, I know Blinded might be in Tony's chat still because I seen him there. I don't think Degrassi's gonna show up. All right. But I hope to see this chat start popping any minute. Right. I am watching the NBA Finals. Sometimes it's slow. Like yesterday, it was slow, but things picked up later on. Okay. Oh. All right. CW, guys. So I'm okay, guys. I'm okay. Headache is kind of basically gone just because it's getting to nighttime. It's nighttime, and things are getting back to normal weather-wise. So my headache is it's pretty much gone now. I did take a Tylenol. That helps too. An Advil or something. There's Degrassi. Oh man. Oh man. Also, yeah. Don't get me wrong. My headache is gone, basically, pretty much gone. But I am tired and fatigued because of the weather. The weather makes me this. The weather changes gives me a headache, and it makes me a little tired. Makes me tired because it was such sunny few days, and then all of a sudden today, it had to be the the outside had to look doom and gloom. Fuck that! I hate when weather does that. And it's gonna get nice again. It's gonna get nice again tomorrow here, which is good. And then Saturday and Sunday it'll be nice too. Oh, let's see. People are starting to come in. Blinded is an L. Yeah, he kind of got banned from X for 12 hours. Yeah, he got banned on X for 12 hours. He can't post anything. He could be in DMs. But he can't post anything. He's kind of banned for 12 hours because he told Red to jump off a cliff. Yeah, I'll beat. I think you drove, right? You drove somewhere because I think I just saw you. I think I just saw you post off in your X account. So maybe you traveled somewhere. But Red got Blinded got banned for 12 hours on X for violating the rules because he told Red to jump off a cliff, and X thought he was being serious. He's being serious, not knowing Blinded and Red always do playful banter with each other on X and on here. But obviously, X doesn't realize that. I mean, there's worse things people put on X that are ban worthy, but Blinded gets banned for 12 hours for that? Really? I am the Terminator. Oh yeah, and Grok thinks Red might be a bot too. Grok thinks that Red might be a robot, not a real person. Grok thinks Red is a bot. So X tells Blinded to jump off a cliff, but Grok is based off of X thinks Red is a bot. So basically, bots have rights. Bots have rights. Bots have rights. You get the irony here. You get the irony here, right, guys? Bots have rights. If you say anything negative about the bots, you're gonna get banned. But if you say anything about humans, you're not gonna get banned at all on X. Okay? Real people. That's how you know the machines and the AI are taking over. Taking over. Okay. Oh, by the way, like Oklahoma is losing big time. This is going to 7 games for sure. The NBA Finals. It's going to 7. I'm gonna put a goal. Super chat me if you want. Pick a goal. One super chat. I'll put a timer. I'm gonna do this every time. Okay. I'll host a Q&A. I don't know. What would I do? Jump off a cliff. Yeah. Jump off a cliff. Yeah. Um, what am I gonna do? I can post all for. I can post all 4 in the same chat at once. Okay. So super chat goal for 30 minutes. What should I celebrate? How am I gonna celebrate? Celebrate. I can't. I don't know. Like how am I gonna celebrate? Okay. What's up, guys? There we go. Sideways. Okay. Okay. So if you do a super chat, I'm gonna give one membership. One membership. Okay. Okay. The $2, anything you could give me a super chat on anything. It doesn't matter the price. It could be $2, $5, $10. It doesn't matter. But if you do, I'll give one membership equivalent to basically equivalent to the membership. All right, to the $2 group to the membership. Yeah. Well, yeah. Sideways. Grok thinks Brad is a robot. Is a bot. Okay. Okay. And yeah, and Blind is banned on X from posting an extra 12 hours because he told Blind to jump off a cliff. So give me a super chat, one super chat, and then I'll do a gift membership, and whoever is lucky will be the lucky will be the lucky. The one gift membership would be the equivalent to $2, basically $2. Actually, it would be cheaper because if it's $2 gift membership, my $2 super chat gift membership gives you the highest tier, and the highest tier is actually a little bit more. It's $1 more than the super chat, so you're actually getting a little bit of a discount. Oh, there we go. I need to terminate to close off Jamie Hader. All right, thank you, Red. So I need to terminate to close off Jamie Hader. So as I promised, one membership gifting. Who? And Red, why don't you come back as a Red? Come back. All right. Who's going to be? Anthony Beltray is back. Anthony is back. Welcome back, Anthony. Well, Red, why don't you come back in membership, man? I know you like being a member. Come back to sub. All right. Um. Now, before we get into this, maybe I should do a new goal. 5 memberships, 5 super chats, and I'll do this in 45 minutes because I don't know how long the stream's gonna be. And the goal will be, what would the goal be this time? A Q&A. I'll host a Q&A. I haven't done that. I'll host a Q&A. Questions and answers. But this Q&A won't be today. You're not a member, man. No. You're a member on my other channel, Red. Are you sure, Red? Red? Are you sure? Because I know you're a member of my wrestling channel, but I don't know if that correlates. I don't know, correlates. I don't know if that continues with this channel. I'm not sure. Check, Red. At Man the Boss meaning to be right. But yeah, so 5 super chats and I'll do a Q&A for next week. I'll do a Q&A next week. One of those 3 days, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Not Sunday and not Saturday, but one of those, as I promised. If I get 5 super chats by the end of the night, I'll do a Q&A either Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and it'll be about anything, okay? It'll be a half an hour to an hour Q&A. You're about to be right at Man and the Wasp. Okay, so we're going to get into this. Okay, so 5 super chats today. If we get to 5 super chats, I'll do a Q&A next week. Okay? Okay, Degrassi. Yeah, I thought so. All right. Did it? Okay, if you say so. Because it tells you who your members are. It tells you who your members are. I know you're a member on my check the email and check what channel you're a member to, okay? Just to make sure. Because I can check my members right now. I know you're a member of my wrestling stream. Okay, I'm not sure how it works. But are you back sub to me anyway? Okay. Let's get back to this. I gotta pull up an article. There was a James Gunn interview that came out about an hour ago. Entertainment Weekly. Okay. So 5 super chats. I'll do a Q&A next week. But thank you, Red, for the super chat. Okay. Okay. So Marvel Studios. This will be a short Marvel. Sub to the channel, Red. I know you like it, buddy. Sub to the channel. Okay. So Marvel Studios, well, they have announced, but it's been announced that there's a movie coming out 2028. December 2028. Just like and unsubscribe. Red, why do you do that, man? It's not a good look for me. All right, so yeah, so December 2028, December 15th, an untitled Marvel movie has been pushed to that date. Okay, now let the speculation begin on what movie from Marvel will come out that year, that date. Okay, that date. X-Men is the one everybody's talking about coming out that year. Okay, X-Men, right? X-Men, and Blind's case, I think it's a possible. I do think it's possible. Secret Wars. I do think the Avenger movies might be turned into 3 movies: Doomsday and Secret Wars 1 and 2. I'm just gonna say this: if they stick to the December date, it's gonna be a big Marvel film. One of the bigger Marvel films. Because December is always one of the biggest movies month, right? For Christmas week, the holidays, right? So it's gonna be one of their biggest Marvel films. They're not gonna release like a movie in Blade during Christmas, or like a fifth Thor movie, or like an Eternals 2, a fourth Ant-Man, whatever. It's gonna be more something like on an epic, a more grander scale, like a Spider-Man, an X-Men, maybe a Fantastic Four 2, which kind of has been confirmed is happening. By the way, or a Secret Wars movie, part two. Okay, it's gonna be one of their bigger movies, one of their bigger Marvel movies, like Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is their bigger is a big movie, right? Also, yeah. So there's only 3, 4 movies apparently that's kind of in development. Apparently, it's confirmed to be in development, and well, Black Panther 3 is not official, but it's pretty much in development. Okay. Uh, for Marvel Studios, which is two are being one's being filmed right now. Doomsday, okay, Doomsday. Black Panther 3, as supposedly gonna happen, right? It's supposedly gonna happen. It's in development, like early stages development. Avengers Secret Wars, right? Avengers Secret Wars, part one. Blade also. Blade is still on the table, guys. Blade is still, it hasn't been canceled, despite what people are saying about, oh, Blade is canceled. No, no, no. Blade is not canceled. It's still, it's still possibly happening. Blade. So that's not canceled. And also an untitled Fantastic Four sequel movie, which it's quite obvious. You're gonna do a Fantastic Four 2. Uh, Set full, yeah. Yeah. You're keeping it low key right now. Doomsday. They don't need to release Seth Rollins a little bit later. The film is so far away. They have a lot of time to promote it and promote stuff like that. They're doing a good job of hiding the sets. And there's been a lot of fake AI images coming out. Okay, 2. So, but I do think it's one of the bigger movies like X-Men or Avengers Secret Wars Part 2, uh, because it makes sense. December has to be like that. Okay, December you have to drop a, something like that. Now we're I don't expect anything to be announced this July, obviously for simple reasons, because Marvel Studios is not going to be sending out Comic Con this year. They're not going to be sending out Comic Con this year. Okay, right? So we know that. So don't expect anything to be announced. I don't expect anything to be announced at New York Comic Con. Obviously, Kevin Feige is going to take questions leading up to Fantastic Four, and when Fantastic Four is out, he's going to maybe give up a brief update on the MCU, right? The plans going forward after Fantastic Four, because he has to. He does it mostly after every movie, not every Marvel movie. He hasn't really done it after Thunderbolts or Captain America, but he has done that for some movies. He gives us an update where the MCU is headed, right? Heading. And I think Fantastic Four. I mean, he's confirmed that Avengers Doomsday, and we all suspected this to be true, but it's confirmed Avengers Doomsday it's gonna lead into that Avengers Doomsday, that Fantastic Four is gonna lead into Avengers Doomsday. Thunderbolts is gonna lead to Avengers Doomsday. All that, all the movies. I mean, Avengers Doomsday is gonna lead to Avengers. Fantastic Four is gonna lead to Avengers Doomsday, of course. So is Captain America 4 is leading into that, right? I mean, and also Thunderbolts with the after credit scenes is leading to that. All 3 movies this year is kind of leading into Avengers Doomsday, and of course, Fantastic Four is gonna be the big one that's gonna lead into Avengers Doomsday, right? Not Spider-Man. Spider-Man is the next MCU film after Fantastic Four, scheduled to be released in July, but that's a Sony thing, co-produced with Marvel. He didn't say that about. I don't know if he's allowed to talk about Spider-Man in that sense, or if Sony is. Oh, that's not confirmed, Red. That's not confirmed. People, people don't read the article. I read the article. Okay, that's not confirmed. He's on tap to possibly direct. He's not confirmed. It's not official. There's people running with that it's official. You know, it's not official. Now if it came out, it's not official. He's not officially directing X-Men. So people, there are accounts out there that purposely mislead like that. That's not confirmed. That's not confirmed. Okay. But I know you're having fun, Red. I know you're having fun. But it's not confirmed. Okay? Uh Sideways, I'm gonna answer that question. Yes. I think there will be. Should is a different question, but I think there will be. I think there will be a second film in 2027, right? It's not Red. I think there will be a second film. MJF will be Cyclops. Can you imagine that? Yeah, that's a good man. But I do think there will be a second film in 2027. I don't think there's going to be 3 films in 2026. There's only 2 films scheduled for Marvel Studios / Sony 2026. 1 film for 2027, but I do think there will be a second film in 2027. For sure. For sure. I do think so. Okay? I do think so. Now, supposedly on the top schedule for 2028, supposedly 4 Marvel films, right? Supposedly it's 4 unannounced Marvel films for 2028. Okay? Okay? Lance Archer will be Peace. I can name all AEW wrestlers as the X-Men. So okay, so okay. Supposedly there's 4 Marvel movies, unannounced, untitled Marvel movies scheduled for 2028. Here's the guys. Here's the thing. Here's the guys. Here's the thing. But also will be Banshee. Here's the guy. Here's what you guys don't know. You guys know. I don't know about the Guardians. Not all of them. Not all of them, because we know some are leaving. We know Gamora and Drax are gone, because we know the actors are gone. But they're not going to release Kenny Omega's Wolverine. I know it's not a bad idea, but we know. Okay, I think I just froze. Okay, I'm back. Could you call us Silver Samurai? But we know. Oh, that's a fucking rumor I want to talk about too. Somebody from Daniel RPK. Is it Daniel RPK or somebody else reported it? Or Cosmic Circus. Cosmic Circus reported something about Silver Samurai. It's ridiculous. I want to talk about. But in a minute. But 4 movies, right? Untitled movies for 2028 from Marvel. That's not going to happen. We're not going to get 4 Marvel movies in 2028. Okay? Okay? We're going to get at least 3. 3. Okay, because it did say the max of 1 to 3 movies. Okay, we're not getting 4. So anybody that says on X, "Oh, Marvel has 4 movies announced for 2028," guess what? 2028 is 2.5 years. Okay, from now, 2.5 years from now. That movie is 3.5 years. The December 2028 movie is 3.5 years from now. Here's the thing: when studios announce movies for 2008, 2020, 2028, 2029, 2027, take it with all the grain of salt right now, okay? Yeah, Star Wars. They did say Star Wars coming back. That's true. Star Wars is coming back. We saw that in the Guardians. But they're not going to release 4 movies in 2028. And my guess is Blade is still. Blade is still happening. My guess is it hasn't been canceled. I wish Kevin Feige gives an update on Blade. I feel like Blade. Uh, I know Degrassi is not here. Well, Degrassi is here, but his listening is probably busy. Blade. Blade. It feels like Blade. It's kind of the same situation with Spawn. With Blumhouse, the only difference is Blade had a bunch of directors attached, right? Bunch of directors attached and leaving. Where Spawn doesn't have a director, but has writers, has a lead actor, has a studio, but doesn't have a director. Ironheart is next week, and nobody's really excited for Ironheart. Blade will be a Phase 7 project. I mean, it should have been a Phase 6. It should have been a part of this saga. It's quite possible. It's quite possible Blade. They might look at Blade and say, "Yeah, Blade doesn't fit this saga. This saga we're in. Let's wait to we end the multiverse saga and get to the new saga. We're gonna after this, right? After the Infinity saga and after the multiverse saga and whatever saga's next, the mutant saga. Like Blade's technically not a mutant, but he could fit in that saga. You could this thing. Okay. There hasn't really been any updates on Blade. I wish as we get closer to Fantastic Four, Kevin Feige will talk about the future MCU. I'm sure of it. Future. He'll take some questions about Avengers Doomsday. He'll take questions about certain characters and certain updates on films and TV shows, streaming shows. And I'm sure Blade is one of them. Well, here's a problem, Sideways. I feel that you cannot have a Midnight Suns project without Blade. Without Blade. It's like I feel like you can't have it without Blade in it, right? We gotta know they gotta know what to do with Blade. Like if without Blade, yes, you got freaking who before the Midnight Suns? Doctor Strange? Doctor Strange, that's it? I mean, what we need Ghost Rider also. Ghost Rider. You need Blade. You need Moon Knight. I mean, we don't even know what they're doing with Moon Knight, right? We don't know what they're doing with Moon Knight. Moon Knight's not going to be in Avenger movies, I bet. The Midnight Suns thing, it sounds possible, but not in the very short future. Okay, they've been rumored about Midnight Suns movie for 3 or 4 years now. Okay, and that's still being rumored talked about. I just gotta see where the pieces were. I gotta see the pieces. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I gotta see the pieces first shown to us. Then you could then you could make me believe a Midnight Suns movies in the works. Look, we're getting Mephisto. I think we're getting Mephisto in the next 2 weeks. The next 2 weeks we're definitely getting Mephisto. I think we're getting Mephisto. Okay. Maybe that helps with. I think that's a sign we're getting Ghost Rider eventually. But Midnight Suns to me sounds too rushed right now. Yeah. Dumbass Marvel. I just feel like it's rushed right now. Like people. Okay. Also, Red Bob, a great. I mean, I know it's a joke, but Red is funny. Silver Samurai, quite a cosmic circus. Silver Samurai and not vampire Viper is being looked to be in the Spider-Man film, and I'm like, why are Silver Samurai and Viper being a Spider-Man film? They're not Spider-Man villains. Why would they be in the Spider-Man film? How do they fit in the freaking Spider-Man film? Silver Samurai is an X-Men villain, well, Wolverine villain, and Viper kind of has kind of a relationship with Wolverine, and it's kind of more of a Marvel villain at times too. It just doesn't fit in this. But Viper when you put in her when you put her in a film like Spider-Man, it doesn't work. She doesn't fit. She doesn't. There's no connection to her Spider-Man. Okay, really, really. Same as Silver Samurai. Why would Silver Samurai be being a Spider-Man film? And I love Blind's response to it. Um, throw any thing, throw anything to the wall and see what sticks. Right, basically he said. Like Scoopers do. Right, Scoopers do. You could be wrong 99 out of 100, but right on the 100th time. Where a broken clock is right two times a day. Right, always. Right. In the Wolverine film, yeah, but we don't know how canon that Wolverine film is. If that's even the same Wolverine, I don't think this. I don't even know how canon that Wolverine film is, right? Yeah, like why? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Okay, Scooper Wars need to be studied. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that one day. I'm gonna create up a whole series called Scooper Wars. Yeah, Viper and Madam Hydra are literally the same person. Well, in the Viper in the comics, right? Madam Hydra, like Viper, isn't she Hydra? I think she's Hydra, right? Like Ophelia, the Ophelia Sark. I was about to say Sarkeesian, like Anita Sarkeesian. I think it's the same her last name, but I think Ophelia is Hydra, right? In the comics, she's Hydra. In the Wolverine movie, she's not Hydra, but I know in the comics she's Hydra, right? Like, pretty sure she's Hydra. Right? So, but I don't understand why it would have Viper and Ophelia is the one from Wolverine, the Wolverine. When she's part mutant, like her mutant ability was being a snake. She basically was a snake and could poison you. But I'm pretty sure in the comics and stuff, she's a Hydra. She's really Hydra, a Madam Hydra, whatever. Yeah, Val. Now you know what? She doesn't have. Yeah, she has. Oh, she is. Viper's last name is Sarkeesian. See, the thing is, I don't think Val is gonna be Madam Hydra. It does like she doesn't have the qualities of Madam Hydra. Okay. I don't think she is gonna be Madam Hydra. I don't. I don't. I think we've seen her so much shit, so much stuff right now. Like they should reveal her as Hydra. They should reveal her. You know what? If they won, yeah. If they wanted to mix those characters, in Thunderbolts, that's when they should have revealed that she's really Hydra, and Hydra is still around, right? Because Hydra hasn't been in the MCU for years, but you know the term Hydra, right? You cut off one's head. Minute, yeah. But yeah, if they wanted to combine the two characters, I kind of think like Thunderbolts would have been a good one, good movie. That reveal her true intentions. But that was she's really Hydra. But I don't think so. Like Hydra's not really technically defeated. But they kind of moved Hydra to Agents of Shield if that's canon or not. Originally, I thought at first would be canon, but and they had a version of Viper, Ophelia, Madam Hydra, and Agents of Shield. Who was hot, by the way. She was hot in that. Okay. Okay. So yeah, I don't think I think that whoever said that Silver Samurai and Viper, I mean they're naming a bunch of villains who might be in the movie. And you know what? You can name all the Spider-Man villains there is. Either ones are dead, they'll be in the movie, right? You can name every Spider-Man villain. One of them will be in the movie, right? Right? Like, come on. You can name all the Marvel villains that you know that they're around. You can name the Marvel all the Marvel villains. One of them's gonna be appearing in the Spider-Man movie. You'll be right at least. Okay. Oh, excuse me. All right, so X Men, right? So yeah, maybe. Let's move on to DC. DC guys. Superman. We're gonna talk Superman. Superman. OG lineup. Superman box office. Let's see Superman box office. All right. Superman projected box office. Opening. Deadline. Deadline. Pull this up. This is a little lower than I originally reported maybe a couple days ago or a week. But let's pull this up. Deadline. Okay. More than Man. That's still more than Man of Steel. Okay, Superman hits tracking with 90 million to 125 million US opening. Okay, that's just tracking for. I hope you're hearing this. I hope you're hearing this, Degrassi buddy. Maxwell Lord's brother, Tommy Miller. What? Okay. Superman, Superman, the first movie of the new to DC. Superman, the first movie under the new DC Studios headed by James Gunn and Peter Safran, arrived on tracking with 125 million to 145 million. You're welcome, Anthony. Outlook on NRG. However, various distributing sources believe the real range for the domestic opening of the Gunn-directed movie is more in the 90 million to 125 million vicinity. In the vicinity of that, between that, okay. Because he's a brand name, Superman's pops on unaided awareness that the category where those moviegoers will automatically decide a movie they want to see without being polluted by a polyester. With a 30 and on universe, it's higher than Top Gun Maverick, 126 million. But is that the right comp? Well, that made over $1 billion. Better to look at first choice, the definitely must see category for those willing to get off their couch. In the first choice, Superman is below such post-COVID superhero movies. Thor: Love and Thunder, The Batman, and Guns Guardians of the Galaxy. Here's the rub. First choice for this year's Captain America Brave New World was higher than Superman by 71% at the same point in time. The movie opened at 88 million. In addition, Superman's first choice is 64 behind that of Matt Reeves' The Batman 22. Well, in 2022. That's because Batman's more popular. I mean, of course. Of course. I mean, yeah, I mean, Batman. Batman's more popular. This is a fact. We already told you that Superman in this year's best events ticket seller in its first 24 hours with the Amazon Prime Early Access paid screenings flying off Fandango's portal. Those screenings are on Wednesday, July 8th, 7 p.m. local time, 3 days before the pick. Wednesday's 2 days. That date's wrong. Wednesday, those screenings are on Wednesday, July 8th. No, the movie comes out on the 11th. I think you mean July 9th. Wednesday's the 9th. Because I'm seeing on the Thursday, the 10th. After that Wednesday. Uh, July 11th is a Friday. July 8th is a Tuesday. Whoa, they made a fucking big mistake there. They kind of made a mistake in this article. I caught them making a mistake here. They should. I mean, don't they look over? Don't they have editors? Because July 8th is a Tuesday. July 11th is a Friday, right? Because the movie comes on July 11th. July 8th is a Friday. July 9th is a Thursday. Is the Wednesday. July 8th is Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Wednesday is July 8th. Wednesday is July 9th. Thursday is July 10th. Fucking idiots. Tuesday, July 12th. Very funny. You see, yeah, we just caught Degrassi. Guys, Deadline made a big mistake here. How did they get fucking that's a big mistake. How did they get, seriously, does anybody else catch him on that? Because I just caught him. I just caught him with a big mistake here, the release dates. Wednesday is not July 8th. Wednesday is July 9th. Otherwise, July 11th would be a Saturday if Wednesday is July 8th. The movie would come on July 10th to Friday, but it's not. July 11th is Friday. July 10th is Thursday. July 9th is Wednesday. Oh, that's a big mistake by Deadline. It's Saturday, July 10th. Big mistake. Oh my God. Okay. That could possibly derail the whole article here with the projections here. The projections of box office here. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's sideways, exactly. So Wednesday would have to be July 9th, right? I'm checking. I'm pretty sure my ticket says July 10th. My ticket says Thursday, July 10th. Yeah. I mean, that's a very easy. I think that's not a hard mistake to make, man. That's a very easy mistake. Now, it's not a very easy. That's a very It's not a hard mistake to make, man. That's very easy. July 10th is Tuesday. My ticket does say Thursday, July 10th. I'm pretty sure. That's bad. Well, exactly. Fantastic Four comes on the 25th, so Friday is the 11th. Add 7 days to it, the 18th. Add 7 days to that, the 25th. Right? Otherwise, according to this calendar, Friday would be the 12th, the 19th, the 26th. So Fantastic Four, according to the deadline here, would be coming on the 26th, not the 25th. Oh man, we caught it. I wonder who wrote this. I'm gonna write this article. Who wrote this? Anthony Del Sandro. I gotta tweet him because I think he made a mistake. Tell me he made a mistake here. I wonder if he realizes it. Man. Sources say that when it comes to Superman's opening weekend, weekend. Outlook. It boils down to reviews. Okay, why is this film above others like Deadpool and Wolverine in a post-pandemic landscape? Because everyone's familiar with Superman, and me will make the decision to go based strictly on word of mouth. I know the guy. I saw him. Tell I need to realize that days of the week go Monday, Sunday, Friday, Wednesday, Saturday, and Tuesday. Dumbasses. I like how you. Superman through 7 movies, not including Justice League, but definitely including 2016's BVS, had minted 2.56 billion at the global box office. Batman vs Superman opened to 166 million, an Easter holiday record, and legged out to 330 million. I don't know why per comments domestically, and 834 million worldwide. So, like in its first week, BVS opening weekend box office weekend made 330 million in the first week. And it came out to 874.3 million. You know how bad that is? Okay. The 2013 reboot managed to open to 160 million and ended in US Canada's won at 291, 670 million. Wonder Woman, both of these movies were directed by Zack Snyder. What? Worldwide, WWE Worldwide. My God, I thought it was Wonder Woman. I'm like, Wonder Woman, WWE. Just write. Why do you? This is an article. Why do you have to put WW? Just put Worldwide. Like, what are you fucking? This is Twitter. You have to use WW to. Like, no disrespect to the author, but you wrote everything like how an article should write, even though there's mistakes in it. But you can't put the word worldwide. Because I read that like Wonder Woman. I don't see WW. When I see WW, when it's talking about comic books, I don't read it as worldwide. I read it as Wonder Woman. Just put the whole world worldwide. I know. I don't know why I'm going over that. Like I don't know why I'm going crazy over that. I just think it's really stupid. I just think it doesn't make sense. I think it's just write both words. Because I read that the other yeah, I read that as Wonder Woman. I read that as Wonder Woman, not worldwide. Just use the 2 words. Just use the 2 words. Everything else here is fine, except the dates are wrong. But everything else here, you use words here. You didn't use like LL or laughing my ass off or anything like that to describe your. You didn't use You didn't shorten 2 words into one here until worldwide. Why? Like I read that as Wonder Woman. You know why I read that as Wonder Woman? Because it's a comic book Superman article, and it's because it's DC. Like, oh my god! And I'm an idiot for not getting that. I'm an idiot for not getting that meant worldwide. Maybe both of those movies were directed. Okay, let's see what the comments say. The comments don't say anything. Does this guy have X? Because he made some mistake. I want to tell him. This art, dude. Okay, did it editor look at this and fact check some of this stuff here, especially the dates of the movies? Because Deadline is a major Hollywood trade, and you would have to get release dates on films coming out, right? Don't you think? Otherwise, you look ridiculously bad. And this idea, this box office opening week projections for Superman, if you got the dates wrong, can that be wrong? Here's all cinema. Yeah, clearly, but you think AI would? Yeah. Oh my god. This is why we can't. This is why we can't have AI take over, guys. So, what do we learn from this article? Well, the projections were supposedly no one proves these anymore. Exactly. Exactly. Oh, when you're writing stuff, always read over your stuff. Always check if information is correct. You should always do that. But people don't do that. They just want to need to get stuff out, right? Because they have to write a deadline or something. They have to have a deadline, right? They have a. So Superman box office is a good thing or bad thing because of X. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. It says 90 to 125 million. Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts. I remember the early box office projection for Thunderbolts came out. It used to go to right as we got closer to the film release for that movie, the box office projections go out. So this is a month out. This is a month out. So I expect as we get closer to the movie, more people are gonna buy tickets. Look, a lot of people don't buy tickets. Don't a lot of people don't buy tickets when tickets go on sale. They wait till a week or a couple of days before a movie. So this is just based off box office predictions, box office, just based on pre-sale tickets right now. But as you get closer to the movie, as you get closer to the movie releasing, people don't buy to a week or to a couple days out before the film comes out, and now definitely add to the box office opening weekend box office projections. You got to understand that, right, Degrassi? People don't exactly. People wait till a week or a couple days out before film, or even on a day of the film. So this is just based on pre-sales when the tickets went on sale, but it's going to go up. It's going to go up before the movie releases because people are going to buy it in a few days and things like that. It's like sporting events or wrestling events or like stuff like that. When things are not sold out, they'll end up getting sold out. They'll end up getting sold out on the day of the event. In the so that's so like this is just based to me. This is just based on the information they have from supposedly from pre-sales from a week ago. But as you get closer to the film, people are going to buy tickets whether online, a week or a few days out, or just directly at the theater on the day of the release of the movie. Oh yeah, oh, you really think so, Degrassi? I'll watch that for. I'll watch it. I think this would be $3 billion. I think if DC Studios and Marvel Studios decide to do a crossover team up movie, I think that'll be the first film to ever hit $1 billion. 3 billion, 3 billion, 3 billion. Can you imagine if Marvel Studios is going really strong at 2030 and DC Studios is going really strong and they decide to collab for a movie 2030? I'm saying 3 billion. 3 billion. 3 billion. That's my hot take. Really, really hot take. But yeah, let's wait a couple weeks later. Couple weeks. Let's wait one or two more weeks, and I guarantee you. Thank you, Degrassi. I guarantee 1 or 2 weeks later, I guarantee you, maybe 3 weeks later, I guarantee you that box office production will go up. As you get closer to the move, as you get closer to the release date of the movie, that will go up because it happens to every other film out there. It happened to Thunderbolts. Remember, people were talking about the Thunderbolts. Well, the Thunderbolts box office projections as we got closer to the movie went up. So it happens. It happens to every movie. Okay, it happens to every movie. So that 90 to 125, it could go up from 100 to 130. It could go up from 105 to 140. Okay, it's still early to tell. It could go up, which I think it will. It will go up. It's not. It can't get any lower, right? It only could go any high. It only could go higher. Exactly, Degrassi. Exactly, like. So it's just a month in out. Okay, so the film is actually it's not a month anymore. It's more like 3 weeks, right? It was a month last week, but still, as you get closer to the film, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up. Happens to every film. Okay, it may not drastically go up, but it's gonna go up. Okay, And of course, he comparing it to Batman. But fuck, that's Batman, man. I mean, if there's a Batman movie coming out, yeah, or the projections for a Batman movie would be higher than Superman. Okay, and I'm not just saying that as a Batman fan. It's just we know how Batman is treated as DC as their cash cow. Okay, now this is an interview from James Gunn. After this interview from James Gunn from Entertainment Weekly, I believe. This is an interview. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up because I read it. It's quite long. It's quite long. He talks about the DCU. Okay. Okay. Title: DC's Man of Tomorrow. James Gunn on Superman, Gods and Monsters, and What's Next. Exclusive interview with James Gunn. Okay, I'm gonna read the whole thing. It's actually a pretty long interview, so that's why it'll be the end. Okay. James Gunn is a man with a plan. With a plan. Okay. Now you can look this up on Entertainment Weekly. After making the Guardians of the Galaxy movies for Marvel, he's spearheading a new age for DC as co-head of the studio with its longtime collaborator Peter Safran. Superman's coming to theaters July 11th is the first big screen event in this envisioned connected universe of movies and TV series. Okay. That's not important. Entertainment Weekly spoke with Gunn on May 22nd for an in-depth cover story on Superman, starring David Cornsett as a Man of Steel, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Below are excerpts from the conversation, most of which are not included in that future piece. Okay, let's see what it has to say. From his active social media presence to his upcoming projects such as HBO's Lanterns and what filmmaker Matt Reeves has planned for the Batman Part 2, to titles coming even farther down the line, Gunn previews the future of the DCU. All right. Here's the questions from Entertainment Weekly. Okay, let's get on to it. You're one of the very few filmmakers, probably the only one ahead of us who is so active on social media. When did you decide that you really wanted that sort of direct line of communication between DC fans? Okay. I think that just happened naturally. In fact, I'm much less active than I've ever been on social media. Just mostly because I'm busy, but also because it's just too much. I've been on social media really since MySpace took off, and I have a lot of interaction with fans online since that time. I'm from Manchester. Is Missouri? Is Mo Missouri? I don't know. Is Mo Missouri? Tell me, what state is Mo? I didn't know anyone in Hollywood. Those few moments where I was young and I was able to interact with somebody was part of this. But I thought as a magical and distant and far away world of Hollywood or entertainment media in general. Whether it was local DJ or Joe Strummer, who I met when I was a kid, or Pierce Brosnan, who I met when I was a kid, really meant a lot. I've always wanted to give that same thing back in terms of realizing that these people who are buying tickets to my movies and making fan art and all these things are just people, and to treat them with respect that human beings deserve and creating that type of mutual respect with fans that they deserve. I joke with my colleagues that part of my job these days is debunking a lot of rumors that go around online. I have noticed quite frequently you tend to shoot those down in the moment. Massachusetts? Missouri? But I know that I quit because it just happens so often. There are just a couple of people specifically who just have pretty large following who just constantly put out false stories Always calling out the scoopers. I wonder who's talking about their guys. Who do you think is talking about their? Just one after another, after the other. 95% of the time, maybe once out of 20 times, they say something that has come slight or partial basis in reality, and it gets to be old. I'm not sure. So, with some of those people that I'm not actually helping them in a certain way by debunking them because you're giving them traffic, which I always do. But I think they like it, so I mostly quit. Of course, they love it. They love it. They love. Oh, who do you think is talking about there? My time to shine. My time to shine. Dan RPK, people like that. Yeah, yeah. Cinnamon Toast. Well, he's gone now. He's definitely calling out those people. But every once in a while, there's a story that gets out of hand quickly that has the possibility of hurting someone's feelings. For instance, if there's a director we're talking to about a project, and all of a sudden it comes out of the story, so and so other director who has nothing to do with it, anything that's doing the project, you want to kill that pretty quickly because it's not true. Same thing with actors or whoever. So if people's feelings are at stake and there's something that's getting out, I'll shut it down. Ah, that's good. More people, more people, more people in the entertainment should do exactly that. Exactly that. Shut it down. If something comes out that's not true, shut it down. Shut it down. Don't let it. Don't let it breathe. Choke it. Choke it. Choke it away. Let it die quickly as possible. Even though that make it. Even though if you're trying to let it die, people are gonna try to still keep it alive. All right. So how do you like the People's Magazine here, man? My thumbnail. You know why I did put the People's Magazine? Because Matt Jarbo got jealous of David Cornsweet being on the cover of People's Magazine. What is it like for you to do that being head of what? No, let me read it. What is it like for you to do that being head of a studio, but also the director of a filming studio? Are you able to compartmentalize? James Gunn era, yeah, Aura, yeah. Listen, a lot of my social networking is done by other people. It's always me. It's always my words, but a lot of times there are other people that are posting it, and a lot of other times other people are bringing me questions offline from online, and I'll answer them and send them those answers. But then every once in a while, I have a long flight or a long drive, or somebody else is driving or something. I get threads. I get on threads and I answer questions. You can see what I'm actually doing. That's because there will be like 5 or 6 answers in a row about once every 3 weeks. I could tell. You could tell on his social media accounts who who's who's posting on behalf of his account, if it's him or not. If he's responding to right, if he's promoting stuff, if he's promoting stuff, articles, trailers, stuff like that, that's somebody else. That's somebody else he collaborates tells a post. But if he's just turning, if he's on it, if he's de- turning, if he's if he's debunking a rumor, if he's on his social media account and downplaying a rumor, it says this is not true, stuff like this is not true. No, yeah, we're working on this, but I can't say much. Like the Wonder Woman tweet, yeah, I can't say much, stuff like that. That's him. You could tell. You could tell when a celebrity is tweeting herself, or their social media handler is if there is a handler, or if it's a manager, it's a promoter, or whatever, is tweeting. Okay, you could tell. You could tell. You could tell. And if you ever see celebrity, if they retweet something, okay, if they retweet something, that's them. That's the celebrity. Like when Natasha Lyonne retweeted my Fantastic Four thing, like a month ago, that's her. She retweeted that. She retweeted that. It's obvious. What has it been like juggling your responsibility as a coach head of DC Studios. Like, you'd be surprised. Most celebrities, athletes, you'd be surprised that how many of them actually themselves are tweeting. Like Kevin Durant, right? Red. Kevin Durant tweets all the time. Oh my God, the guy is so insensitive. What is it like juggling the responsibility as co-head of DC Studios with the responsibilities of writing and directing Superman? Revokes red sauce for 12 hours. I can't do that, man. um, so the balance isn't between creative and madness. There is balance between specific creative and macro creative. Pierre Safran, he does all our meetings. He does all our business stuff. For me, Safran's the business side of things, of course. For me, it's about writing and directing. That's pretty much, they're the two heads of DC Studios, but they're in their own specialty, right? They're in their own specialty. Like, Safran's having the business side and Gunn's on the creative side of things. Obvious. Yeah, obvious. It's about writing and directing, but it's also about shepherding other writers and directors. It's about trying to come up with other ideas for other shows, other movies that I give to other writers to take care of. So my job is all creative. Occasionally, there are other things that you need to do. Of course, as any writer director does, but mostly it's taking care of the creative storytelling across all platforms. Yeah. This is like the yeah. I mean, like, we're kind of getting some in depth. What goes around. We're kind of getting in this interview kind of in depth what goes around DC Studios, how DC Studios is run. It's clear from the start when Pierre Safran and James Gunn were announced as the co-leads that one of them is going to handle business and the other is going to handle creative. That said, it's a little bit too much at times. I can't do everything. I've had to try and focus on what I can focus on, which is part of my learning process over the past couple of years of having this job. If I try to do everything, it's too little for any one thing. So I need to really focus on certain pieces of what's happening. Like, he's a real as fuck. Okay. That's all right. I think I read that. When I find somebody really terrific, what I found with Damien Lindelof and Chris Mundy and Tom King, who are running lenders, I read the scripts. I gave them notes, but I let them go do their things. I mean, I'll watch the dailies, make sure everything is going okay, and then I'll watch when we start getting the cuts in, which I think we're supposed to get next week or something. I'll start giving next week or something. Oh, don't you should know when, but whatever. Which I think we're supposed to get next week or something. I'll start giving them notes on Pacific Cuts where maybe I was a little bit more involved during the writing phase. For instance, of Supergirl, because something that was one of the first ideas I had when I came to work at DC. I really wanted to adapt Woman Tomorrow, the Tom King book. So it depends on what's happening. Okay. So let's give us an insight of what he does at DC Studios, whatever. Good in-depth look at his role at DC Studios. Okay? Because I think this is good because this is a new thing, right? New thing. Big movie, first big movie off the ground. I think he should give us an insight how he wants things, him and Safran. This is good to get. Okay. I picked up bits and pieces of the story here and there. How did you settle on Superman to be the first movie that you would write and direct this new face of DC? All three things are now coming out already in process before I took over DC. I was ready hired to write Superman. I was already working on Creature Criminals, and I already had a deal to do Peacemaker Season 2. The thing that is a priority what was up first changed because I was already writing Superman. He's one of the three biggest characters at DC, one of the most important characters in all Warner Brothers catalog, but also witty, the figurehead of DC in a lot of ways because he's the first ever superhero. So it seemed like the right move to do first. Jarbutt. Yeah, Jarbo. Two characters I have still a question mark over are the Hammer Borvia in this Ultraman figure. Am I on the right track assuming Ultraman is Luthor's attempt to recreate Superman kind of figure? Am I really off? It's close. Yeah, I think that's close. Ultraman is sort of like Lex Thug, and it's pretty powerful. I think it's going to be Bizarro. He's not giving too much. And in terms of Hammer Borvia, we get the shot of E Taskmaster played by Sarah Sampio taking a selfie while that battle is going on. So it implies Luthor connection. Yes, totally. Lex is connected to everything. There's nothing bad happening Metropolis during this movie that doesn't have some connection to Lex Luthor. So he's giving a little bit of an insight into the movie. Okay. How much do you see Superman as proof of concept for what a big screen films in the DCU can look like? I don't think it's. I don't. I do. I sorry guys. I don't think of it like that at all. I just think of it as making another movie. I'm trying to make the best movies I possibly can, and I'm learning a lot. The process has been more similar to the first Guardians for me, because yeah, I understand because it's the first. Obviously, it'd be similar to that for me than anything else because I'm learning so much about how to shoot stuff with Superman, which is very different. You know, the flying and figuring all that out, and figuring out the simplicity and elegance of the character, which is so different from anyone I ever went to a movie for. I'm learning that along the way. There was a situation on social media where people thought David flying was a CG superimposed thing. What was that telling? When you talk about having to figure out how to pull up these mechanics of getting David to fly authentically. No, I don't think it was too much. It was a TV commercial, and it wasn't a finished visual effect shot. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm raising my voice here because I remember this. Remember people made a big deal about this? So I'm raising my voice here. Sorry, guys. So the part of flying, it was a photograph of his face and him flying. It was a photograph of a drone flying in front of an actual background. So all the pieces were real, but it was an incorporated kind of funky way. I didn't love the shot. So it's not even the shot that's in the movie. Sometimes I'm pretty strict about when I'm going through a trailer and looking at each of the shots. But sometimes the commercials, I forget to look at it closely. So that's the one that kind of got by me. Yeah, maybe Lex creative. See, he tells it like it is. Oh man, now he makes all those fools look bad, huh? All those people criticizing that shot, realize it was a drone the whole time. All right, I think we're almost done. I don't know. This is a long ass article. I apologize. Long ass interview, I should say. Interview. Blinded. You'll be back. Don't worry. You titled this first phase of the DCU as God's Monsters. How much of Superman is really crucial to that overarching story that you're thinking of telling across all these films and TV shows? Oh, it's very important. I wouldn't say Creature Commandos is important, but Peacemaker and Superman are both pretty important in the terms of getting to the bigger story. At the same time, I'm really trying to be careful that anybody could dip and see the story that is up next and not feel like they're missing information. The other stories can provide added texture to what you're watching. That might change down the line as we get deeper into what's happening in this universe. It could be like Infinity War and Endgame, where you kind of have to see Infinity War to know what's going on in Endgame. But right now, I'm trying to keep it so that you don't have to see Superman to see Supergirl. For example, even though there's a lot of stuff with Superman that leads to Peacemaker, you certainly don't need to see Peacemaker. It's just good if you have. But we also say previously in DCU, before every episode, so that TV stuff is pretty easy. So he explains, it is a long ass article. He explains that you don't have to see everything in the DCU to make sense of everything, basically. Something your colleague David Zelda, who is the head of the parent Warner Brothers, said around colleague. Something your colleague. He's not your colleague. He's your boss. Okay, he's your boss. Something that I'm gonna rephrase it. Something your boss, David Zaslav, said around one of these investor calls. He mentioned that Superman, Batman, Supergirl, and Wonder Woman are going to be the core pillars of DC, at least for now. Is that accurate? Yeah, I think that is accurate. Actually, I think that he got that from me. I wouldn't say only those four characters, but I would say those four characters are incredibly important for us. Right now, I feel great about where two of those characters are, and then we're dealing with the other two. Okay. Okay. So some of the stuff we did, some of the part of this interview did come out about about a couple days ago with the Barbara Patterson stuff, the Wonder Woman news. Um, remember I talked about that a couple days ago, maybe a week ago. So I think this is a full interview. I guess that was a short interview. I guess this is a full interview. Um, because I remember talking about the yeah, Barbara. Okay, so yeah, so we did talk about the Wonder Woman. Yeah, I remember talking about this. Okay, and the four pillar stuff. But okay, now we're gonna. This is a long one. One of the things that you and Pierre emphasized early on is bringing the idea of unity and cohesion across these DC titles. But then you have these Elseworld titles like Reeves films and the Penguin stories. How do you see both of those films, both of these things remaining true? Okay, sorry, sorry for. Well, it's going to be mostly DCU, and occasionally there are some Elseworld tales. There are things that naturally lend themselves to animated projects that are sort of different beasts. There are like creature commandos. The truth is, the DCU, we give people a lot of freedom to tell different stories, but also we have to really make sure that the power set of Supergirl and Superman are the same. There's a lot of really silly shit that we have to give notes on in screenplays. Screenplays. Like powers or what cities exist in the DCU that don't exist in other places. We are in a regular world. We're in DC. There isn't necessarily Seattle, but there's an Evergreen. There isn't necessarily New York, but there's a Gotham. So all of that type of stuff. Actually, there is a New York in DCU, by the way. There is New York in DC. He's wrong there. There's always been New York and DC. So there's definitely room for people to tell their stories. And when somebody who's important like Matt Reeves, who have had admiration for a long time as one of the very, very few makers who is out there making a spectacular commercial flair, that is also artist, then you have to stand up and listen. The script it still needs to be good. We're not going to make it unless we like the script, but I think that there are exceptions. I told one person who came in and pitched something that was an Elseworld Stories tale. It was very, very famous actor. I said it depends. It depends on the screenplay comes out. If it's a masterpiece, I'll make it. But it has to be a masterpiece. And James Gunn laughs. And he's like, I don't know if it's a masterpiece. He got off funny. He's still working on it, though. He's still trying to do it. We'll see if the masterpiece might be pushing it. But it's got to be really great. I wonder who that actor is. A really famous actor. Really famous actor. I wonder who that really famous actor is. So whoever it might be another Elseworld story in the future here. If it's an Elseworld tale that is worth telling someone that might tend to confuse people. But also part of our thing is really being clear about what Elseworlds and what DCU. And the other thing is not just giving away properties like they're party favorites to people who do low budget TV shows or stuff that we have no quality control over because we're making a few $1,000s on the rights. It's having some sense of quality control over everything. Peter Safran was telling me a little bit about Clayface and how the hope is to start filming at some point this year, assuming that the script is a good place in there. Okay, yeah. So this article. So this interview came out before the official announcement of Clayface, so that the actor is playing Clayface. This new script is great. It's great. I mean, the first script was great, and this new draft is even better. The movie is definitely getting made. So pretty much, yeah, it's getting made. I mean, man, how long have I been going for? Oh my god. It's, oh man, good lord, man. Blinded, come on, you can read for me. what goes on? What goes into the decision to bring Clayface in the DCU versus an Elseworlds title? Well, I think it was just neat. We just need DCU content. Mike Flanagan is somebody who I've been friendly for a long time, and he wrote me about Clayface. He texted me about really, really early on in my DC journey. Just be honest, I did not think that was something that was going to happen, but he came in and pitched the idea, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's cool!" It's a body horror movie. It's a horror movie that, like any cold body horror movie, just happens to be the DCU. And then he wrote the script, and the script was fantastic. We did not plan to do Clayface. That was really something he bought us to do. Flat as garbage. Because this DCU is the same Clayface that we met in Creature Commandos. I think that everyone will find that out. In terms of the timeline for Gods and Monsters face Superman, for Superman is shot and coming out next year. Peacemaker season 2 is coming out this year. Supergirl is wrapped. Clayface is going to be filmed. What's next? What's the next project? It's close to starting principal photography. I'm about to wrap Peacemaker. Peacemaker and Superman are both going to end up being sound mix and color time about the same time in the next 2 weeks. We're going to see early episodes that soon. Lanterns is halfway through filming. We're going to see very early episodes that soon. Then there's another TV show that's my favorite thing and all that, and that's hopefully getting made soon. It's just my favorite thing, and that's their movie. And then there's a movie. Oh shit! I didn't know what I was allowed to say or not to say. But there's a couple other movies that are being written. One of them is with pretty good shape, and another is just kind of closer to the start. But we feel positive about that. And there's things I'm writing which I think is okay. So what will be the next thing after Clayface? So what will be the next thing after Clayface is not 100% certain, but it's pretty certain. So there's thing. So from the little paragraph, they're going to announce a new DCU movie soon and a show. Maybe it's a Waller show. Maybe it's Batman Brave and the Bold. How much of these undisclosed titles are things that have already been announced versus things that haven't? My favorite thing that has not been announced at all. One of the scripts is people I kind of know about. My script people don't know about. The other script people what? My favorite thing has not been announced at all. One of the scripts people kind of know about. My script people don't know about. The other scripts people don't know about. So it's mostly stuff people don't know about. A couple of those things announced in January 2023 are in pretty good shape in terms of coming up. But there's one thing that I knew from the very beginning that I pitched David Elvis what the DC would be. I pitched him, but we didn't announce it in that first meeting because I felt like it was too easy to whip off by another company. And that's one of the main things. Yeah, Marvel, right? Marvel. You talk about Marvel? Talk about Marvel? Okay, we know there's a Superman sequel on your mind. What I'm working on in some way, I mean, yes, but is it a straight up Superman? I would not say necessarily. Is there anything more that you can say about this mysterious project that you're writing next? Is this project that you'll direct next? Well, I always leave saying I'm going to direct something that I'm actually done with the screenplay, and they say, yeah, I want to do this, but it's probably what I will direct. Yeah, probably to be totally honest, yes, probably. Yeah, he's probably going to direct that movie, whatever he's writing. Jesus Christ. For a long time, Guillermo del Toro wanted to make a Justice League Dark project. Just knowing your sensibilities and what your personality in the comics, it felt like this might be up your alley. And I love Gamero. Oh, shut up. We own a movie theater together. By the way, Gamero's never said to me, I heard all these good things about. I heard all these things about Gamero. Would love to do Justice League Dark. Well, Gamero said it never to me. Just let Steven Spielberg do this Blackhawks movie that he wants to do. All right, loves to do. Spielberg, who I love above anyone else, has never said it to me. So these things got blown up proportion. Years and years ago. I said I wanted to make a Thunderbolts movie. Legion, wow. Thunderbolts movie. I was at a convention somewhere, and what did I want to do to Guardians of the Galaxy? I said Thunderbolts. And for years, like, James Gunn make Thunderbolts. And I really, oh man, you wanted to do Thunderbolts. Yeah, I never knew that. Also, I want to talk about Sergeant Block. With information flying around there, you can see the record straight on the terms of where it is. I feel like we're in a pretty good place. We're still moving forward, but it's not going to be what would Peter want me to say here. So we're still moving forward, but yeah. Right now, it wasn't exactly where I wanted it to be creative, so it needs to change a little bit. Superman and the Authority or Superman Legion. Maybe Authority. Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost moving along. It's slow moving, but it's moving, and yeah, I really love the project a lot. Is that really directly connected to your larger plans for Wonder Woman? Yes. Well, yes or no. Wonder Woman's a separate thing. We're working under Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's being written right now, so it's different. I mean, not different. They're connected. She's from fucking for the mascara. So. Okay, this is the Batman stuff. Oh man. A lot of people, okay, the Batman, some of the stuff I read talked about before. So it's about Matt Reeves. This is the same thing here. Yeah, I don't have to. I think that's it. Oh, here's the thing. One last question: are there other characters who appear in Superman who have not been mentioned, who have not been announced yet? The question is, yeah. The answer is yes. God, how long did I spend that in the interview, man? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so he wanted to do X Men after Guardians 3. Is that what it was? And he's like, nope, he doesn't want to do X Men. Oh, man, that was a long ass article. Oh my god. Some of the stuff I read in there, I talked about a couple days ago. I remember. All right. Oh man, long ass interview. And I'm tired and beat from that interview, man. You could tell, man. You could tell. All right, guys. Striker Island, baby. All right, guys. All right, guys. Striker Island has a metahuman ward. I know that. All right, guys. Cleaning up to do. All right, that's for tonight. It's almost midnight. Hour and a half stream. A lot of good, lot of fun tonight. Goes through 28 years later. I'm going out tomorrow anyway for dinner. Fuck. All right, guys. Okay. Well, we end it here, but before I do, make sure to become a member of my stream, please. The Grassy's a member, I know that. Become a member of my stream. Send me super chats whenever you can. Don't care if it's $2 or what. Please send me super chats. But a couple announcements. I mean, I know I did this in the beginning, but at the end of the stream, couple announcements. Sundays, as you know, this Sunday I'll be doing the tracking stream. And always give me videos of people I should attract. You know, always give me candidates I could go over and look. Okay, I may attract 2 people one day. If the videos are short enough, I may attract 2 people one day. I have some couple of people to attract, possibly on my list for Sunday, and Jester Bell is one of them. Jester Bell is one of them. I think we might go over her Superman take from the tickets trailer. Okay. That video dropped around the same time I was doing the Grace Randolph stream. The tracking. So we might do Jester Bell. We might look at John Campea. And we might look at we might look at some Snyder stuff. But yeah, we're going to be detracting Sunday. We're back to detracting Sunday. Depends on the lengths of the videos. Starting time might vary, okay? Say we're doing Grace Randolph. If Grace Randolph's talking about a subject for 25, 30 minutes, we're probably going to start earlier than usual. But if we're going to track somebody who's making a video that's about 10, 15 minutes, Gesture Max, I like that. I'm saying if we're going to talk about somebody that's a video is about 10, 15 minutes, we'll start a normal time or something like that, right? It varies on the length of the video that we're going to track over. Okay, so be on the lookout for that on Sunday. Max or Bell. Oh yeah, there's a lot of shit going down there. That's how things. Also, Blinded are discussing possibility of doing a comic book show. Okay? Together. And then every Wednesday, I'll be uploading a video of a comic book haul of what comic books I buy that day that come out every Wednesday. That's gonna be members first. Max Charbo. There's someone in Max chat right now named Max Charbo. So that's funny. But yeah, every Wednesday I'll be doing a comic book haul and the comic books I get. So next Wednesday, whatever comic books I get next Wednesday, there'll be a video. Early access, get early access to members first, and then later in the day it'll become public. Okay. If you're willing to wait to become public, okay, that's up to you. But if you want to see what I collect before everybody else does, become a member. And this is for every tier. Every tier. You don't have to be the highest tier. Here's a troll account. Okay. And there will be a video tomorrow, probably. I did not do a video today because of my headache. My headache is gone now because of the weather. The weather, like at nighttime, when the weather is bad during the day, I get a headache. As it gets night, when it comes to night and the weather and you know how the weather turns at night. So my headache is kind of gone. That's why I did the stream. But I couldn't do a video of my headache. But if I have no headache tomorrow, I'll do a video on something tomorrow. I was going to do a video on the possibly X-Men, Boomers or whatever, but I'm not going to do that now. I'll have to figure out something tomorrow, video wise. Yeah, so it's funny. Movie says disappointment. Yeah, but I won't be back tomorrow. Obviously, I don't stream on Fridays, right? There's a chance I may stream on Fridays in August, possibly in August, because SmackDown might go back to 2 hours. WWE might go back to 2 hours with SmackDown because USA Network is adding a show to 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday nights, apparently. So if that's true, if they're adding a show to 10 p.m. Friday nights, that means SmackDown will go back to 2 hours. So if that's true, I may stream on Fridays again. I tried Mondays. I don't think I can do Mondays. It's a 10:30, 10:45. I can't do. But if it's true about SmackDown, Fridays, you may see me back on Friday nights, guys. I thought we were gonna go back to 2 hours on Friday, this month, but SmackDown, but USA Network decided, SmackDown could still go 3 hours. 3 hours in June. But it looks like August it might go back to 2 hours because USA Network adding a program to the 10 o'clock hour on Friday nights Eastern Time. But yeah, thank you all. Degrash, I gotta get you on my stream someday again. All right, you and Blinded. I want George. Gotta get you on my stream. Talk anything. Okay. And and that was that, guys. With that, I got the AEW Air Order. I'm out, guys. I'll see you Saturday for a stream. Hopefully a video tomorrow. So when I hope